My parents didn't miss my MIT graduation. They chose my sister's birthday brunch. The text came at 6:14 a.m., blue glow lighting my dorm room. Can't make it today. Katie's turning 23. You understand. No apology, no alternative. Just expectation. By 11 a.m., I stood in Killian Court, placing their printed programs on two empty chairs front row, Section C, seats 8 and 9. June sun heating metal frames. Around me, 1,089 families screamed for their graduates. Behind me, shadows where mine belonged. I didn't post it. My roommate's father did those empty chairs with their programs, untouched, 2.3 million views by evening. Dad's entire engineering firm saw it. Mom's garden club. Then MIT's alumni magazine called asking why two front row seats sat empty at their daughter's graduation. The email arrived at 7:42 a.m. on a Tuesday in April. I was in the dining hall when my phone buzzed. Early shift wiping down tables before the breakfast rush, earning $12.50 an hour to keep the loan balance from climbing higher. My hands smelled like industrial cleaner. The fluorescent lights hummed overhead. I almost didn't check. Massachusetts Institute of Technology in bold letters across the top. Dear Jordan Chen, congratulations. We are pleased to offer you admission to the class of 2027. I read it 3 times before my brain processed the words. Accepted. Full ride merit scholarship. $312,000 over 4 years. Everything covered tuition, room, board, books. Everything. The scholarship letter arrived in a separate email 2 minutes later. The Benjamin Franklin Scholar Award, given to 30 students nationwide. I'd written the essay at 2 a.m. in the library, fueled by coffee and desperation. I'd submitted my application on a campus computer because mine had died sophomore year and I couldn't afford to replace it. My phone was shaking in my hand. I realized I was shaking. I called home immediately. Mom answered on the 4th ring. Hello? Her voice had that distant quality distracted, already thinking about something else. Mom, I got in. Got in where, honey? MIT. I could hear the tremor in my voice. Full scholarship. Everything paid for. I got the Benjamin Franklin Award. It's one of the most prestigious. Oh, that's nice, Jordan. That's really nice. A pause. Listen, can I call you back? Katie and I are looking at venues for her birthday party, and the coordinator is here. Her birthday party? My voice felt small. It's 2 months away. Well, yes, but you know Katie. She likes things planned. This is important. Important. Mom, this is MIT. I know, sweetie. We're very proud. I really do have to go, though. The woman charges by the hour for consultations. Love you. The line went dead. 20 seconds. The call had lasted 20 seconds. I stood in the dining hall holding my phone, surrounded by breakfast smells and the clatter of trays. Other students streamed past, complaining about exams and weekend plans, normal college problems. Normal lives. My hands were still shaking. I tried Dad next. It went to voicemail. I left a message, tried to keep my voice steady, tried to sound excited, instead of desperate for validation. Hey Dad, big news. Call me back when you can. He texted 3 hours later. Great job, kiddo. Knew you could do it. 6 words. Katie posted on Instagram that afternoon a photo carousel of birthday party venues, botanical gardens, historic mansion, waterfront pavilion. The caption read, Can't decide where to celebrate 23. Mom says go big or go home. Number birthday girl, number blessed. It had 340 likes in the first hour. I closed Instagram and opened the MIT acceptance letter again. Reread the scholarship details. $312,000. Benjamin Franklin Scholar. Top 30 in the nation. I wanted to feel proud. I wanted to feel validated. Instead, I felt tired. That night, I sat in my dorm room and let myself remember the promise. I'd been 10 years old, sitting at the kitchen table with a report card, straight A's, perfect marks in every subject. Dad had ruffled my hair and said, Keep this up, Jordan, and you'll go somewhere incredible. We'll be there when you succeed. Front row, I promise. I'd believed him. Mom had been there too, smiling, nodding. Every big moment, sweetheart, will be at every big moment. I'd carried those words through middle school, through high school, through every late night and early morning, through every time I'd chosen studying over friends, work over sleep, achievement over everything else. Because they'd be there. Because they'd promised. My roommate Mia found me at midnight, staring at my laptop screen. Jordan, you okay? I looked up. I got into MIT. Her face lit up. Holy shit, that's incredible. Full ride? Full ride. And you look like someone died. What happened? I told her about the phone call, the 20 seconds, Katie's Instagram post. Mia sat down on my bed, her expression shifting from celebration to fury in real time. Are you fucking kidding me? MIT. Full scholarship. And she couldn't stay on the phone for 2 minutes? She was busy. She was looking at party venues for a birthday that's months away. Mia's voice was sharp. Jordan, that's not busy. That's a choice. A choice. The words sat heavy in the space between us. It's always been like this, I said quietly. Katie's always been more important, more celebrated, more everything. That doesn't make it okay. I know. I closed my laptop. I just thought this might be different. MIT it's everything I've worked for. Everything. And she couldn't even. My voice broke. Mia pulled me into a hug. Their loss, she whispered. Seriously. Their fucking loss. But it didn't feel like their loss. It felt like mine. The financial aid package arrived a week later, official letterhead, detailed breakdowns, scholarship terms and conditions. I read every page. I'd done the math 100 times, but I did it again. No loans for tuition, no loans for housing, just living expenses, books, the small gaps that scholarships don't quite cover. I could do this. I could actually do this. I called home again to share the details. To try again, Katie answered. Chen residence. Hey, it's Jordan. Is Mom there? Oh, hey, she's out with the party planner. Did you see my latest post? We're going with the botanical gardens. It's going to be gorgeous. There's this amazing pavilion with... Katie. I tried to keep my voice even. Can you just tell her I called? About MIT? I got my financial aid package and I wanted to... Oh, right. Your college thing. That's cool. I'll tell her. A pause. Hey, you're still coming to my party, right? It's going to be huge. We're thinking like 150 people. Your party's the same weekend as my graduation. Silence on the other end. Katie? Oh, I'm sure we can figure something out. Listen, I gotta go dress shopping with Mom in 20. Congrats on the school thing. The school thing. She hung up. I sat on my dorm bed, staring at the financial aid letter in my hands. 4 years of my life. 4 years of sacrifice and exhaustion and hope. 4 years of believing that if I just worked hard enough, achieved enough, proved myself enough, they'd see me. The school thing. That night, I overheard something I wasn't supposed to hear. I'd gone home for the weekend, a rare trip, expensive train ticket I shouldn't have bought. I'd told myself I needed to do laundry. In reality, I'd wanted to try one more time. To sit at the kitchen table and share my MIT plans. To see pride in their faces. I arrived Friday evening. Dad was on the phone in his office. The door was cracked open. Investment in Katie's future, he was saying. The party is networking, Bill. Her fiancé's family will be there. His father owns 3 car dealerships. This is important. My hand froze on the staircase railing. I know it's expensive, Dad continued. $8,000 for the venue alone. But it's worth it. Katie's building connections. She's strategic about these things. $8,000. For a birthday party, I'd worked 3 jobs my senior year of high school to save $2,400 for college expenses. 3 jobs. I'd graduated with hand-me-down clothes and a used laptop that barely functioned. Jordan's fine, Dad said. Full scholarship. Doesn't need anything from us. Katie's the one who needs support right now. Doesn't need anything from us. I stood on the stairs, luggage in hand, and felt something crack inside my chest. I didn't go upstairs. I didn't announce my arrival. I walked back out the front door, back to the train station, back to campus. I never told them I'd been there. My parents had 2 daughters. Only one of them mattered. Katie was the firstborn, golden hair, easy smile, natural charm that filled rooms. She was 25 now, engaged to Trevor, a finance guy with family money and a BMW. She'd graduated from state school with a communications degree and a 2.8 gigapascals. She worked part-time at a boutique marketing agency. She lived in an apartment our parents helped furnish. Then there was me, Jordan, 22, the spare, the afterthought. The one who'd learned early that achievement was the only currency that might buy attention. It never did. The pattern started young. Katie's 16th birthday, $15,000 party at a country club, DJ, catered dinner, gift bags for 80 guests. I watched from the corner in a dress Mom bought at Target, $30. Clearance rack, one size too big. I was 11. When my 16th birthday came, we had dinner at Olive Garden. Just the 4 of us. Mom gave me a $50 Visa gift card. You understand, she'd said. Katie's party was special circumstances. She needed that for her social development. I'd nodded. I'd understood. Katie got a car at $28,000, silver Honda Accord, brand new. Dad had driven me to the dealership to pick it up with her. I'd sat in the back seat while Katie squealed and took selfies. I was 14. When I turned 17, Dad handed me a bike helmet. Exercise is good for you, he'd said. Builds character. I'd ridden that bike through rain and snow to get to my after-school job. Katie's college graduation gift. 3 weeks in Europe. $6,000 trip. Paris, Rome, Barcelona. She posted photos daily. Eiffel Tower, Colosseum, beach sunsets. I was finishing my freshman year, working double shifts at the dining hall and tutoring on weekends. I called to congratulate her from the library at midnight because my dorm was too loud and I'd just finished a 12-page paper. Thanks, Jay, she'd said. Oh my God, Paris is amazing. You have to come here someday. When you can afford it. When you can afford it. I'd hung up and cried in a study cubicle on the 4th floor where no one could hear me. The math was brutal when I finally let myself see it. Katie's Sweet 16, $15,000. Mine, $30. Katie's car, $28,000. Mine, $150 bike from Craigslist. I'd paid for it myself. Katie's Europe trip, $6,000. My graduation gift from high school, a card with $100 inside and a note that said, "So proud of you, love Mom and Dad." But I'd kept trying, kept achieving, kept hoping. National Merit Scholar, junior year. Finalist. Top 1% of test takers nationwide. I'd come home with the certificate, hands shaking with pride. Dad had glanced at it. That's great, Jordan. Make sure you put it on your college applications. Then he'd turned back to his laptop, back to helping Katie draft her cover letter for an entry-level marketing job. Intel Science Fair, senior year. Regional finalist. I'd spent 6 months on my project renewable energy research, building prototypes in the school lab because I couldn't afford materials. I'd placed 3rd. Medal. Recognition. College scholarship potential. Mom had been at Katie's volleyball game. I'm so sorry I missed it, honey, she'd said when I got home, medal around my neck. Katie's team made playoffs. We couldn't miss that, you understand. I'd understood. Debate team captain, math league president, robotics club founder. 4 gigapascals maintained through 4 years of high school, while working 20 hours a week. Every achievement carefully logged, carefully documented. Every success another bid for attention. Katie got attention for posting a funny TikTok. College was supposed to be different. I'd convinced myself that distance would help. That MIT would be mine, separate from Katie, separate from comparisons. 4 years to build something they couldn't ignore. I'd moved into my dorm with 2 suitcases and $400 in my checking account. Mom and Dad had driven me. They'd stayed for an hour, helped me carry boxes upstairs, took a photo in front of the building. Then they'd left. Katie had texted 30 minutes later. A photo of her and Mom getting manicures. "Already miss you, sis. Mom's treating me to spa day, since we're sad you left." Spa day. They'd missed my orientation dinner because Katie had a date that night and needed Mom's help choosing an outfit. Freshman year, I worked 3 jobs: dining hall morning shifts, library desk evenings, weekend tutoring for international students at $25 an hour. I sent money home twice, once when Dad said the car needed repairs, once when Mom mentioned the heating bill was high, $200 each time. Money I'd earned at 6 a.m. wiping tables. Katie posted about her shopping hauls. Sophomore year, I made Dean's List both semesters. 4 gigapascals. Engineering program, one of the hardest majors on campus. I called home with the news. Mom had answered, distracted. "That's wonderful, sweetie. Katie just got promoted at work. Did she tell you? Assistant account manager. We're so proud." We're so proud. I'd stopped calling as much after that. Junior year, I won a research grant. $5,000 for independent study with a professor whose work I'd admired since high school. It was competitive. 12 students selected out of 200 applicants. I'd stayed up for 3 nights preparing the proposal. When I got the acceptance email, I'd cried in the lab. I'd called home. Dad had answered. "That's fantastic, Jordan. Really. Listen, can this wait? Katie's here with Trevor. They have news." Katie was pregnant. False alarm turned out to be food poisoning. But they'd needed to talk through the scare as a family. My research grant could wait. By senior year, I'd stopped expecting anything. I worked my jobs. I studied. I graduated with honors, with research publications, with job offers from 3 companies. I'd done everything right. Everything. And I'd done it alone. The graduation ceremony was scheduled for early June. Saturday, 11 a.m. Killian Court. Outdoors, weather permitting. I'd ordered tickets in February, family allotment, 2 seats guaranteed in the reserved graduate section, front row if requested early. I'd requested front row. Section C, seats 8 and 9. I'd mailed the tickets home in March, certified mail, signature required. I'd included a letter, handwritten, 3 pages. I'd told them what this meant. 4 years of sacrifice. 4 years of loans and exhaustion and proving myself. I'd told them I needed them there. Just this once. Just this one thing. "Please," I'd written. "I've never asked for much, but I'm asking for this. Be there, front row. Watch me walk across that stage. That's all I want." I'd signed it. Love, Jordan. The tracking confirmed delivery on March 18th. Signed for by Susan Chen, my mother, at 2:47 p.m. I'd waited for a response. A phone call, a text, anything. 2 weeks later, Katie called. "Hey, so, I'm planning my birthday party, you know, the big 23. We're thinking August, but I might move it to June. There's this amazing botanical garden venue, but they only have availability in early June. You'll still come, right?" My graduation was June 8th. "Katie? That's my graduation weekend." "Oh, right. Well, we haven't booked it yet. I'll figure out the dates. Don't worry." She'd hung up before I could say anything else. I'd checked her Instagram that night. She'd posted about the venue, gorgeous garden photos, floral arbors, sunset pavilion, the caption, "Feeling 23 and free. June 8th. Mark your calendars." June 8th. My graduation day. I'd stared at the post for 10 minutes. 150 likes. Comments pouring in. "Can't wait." And "You deserve it, Queen." And "Best birthday ever." I'd texted Mom. Katie's party is the same day as my graduation. She'd responded 4 hours later. I'm sure we can work something out, honey. Don't stress. I'd texted Dad. Did you see Katie's party date? It's my graduation. He'd responded the next morning. We'll figure it out. Katie's already sent invitations, though. Might be complicated. Might be complicated. I'd sat in my dorm room, holding my phone, feeling the years collapse into a single, clarifying moment. They were going to choose her. Again. I'd known it then. Somewhere deep and certain, I'd known. But I'd mailed the graduation tickets anyway. I'd written that letter anyway. I'd hoped anyway. Because I was an idiot. Because I'd spent 22 years believing that if I just achieved enough, they'd finally see me. The text arrived at 6:14 a.m. I was already awake. Insomnia, anxiety, hope, battling dread in my chest. My phone lit up the dark dorm room blue glow cutting through the pre-dawn gray. Mom's name on the screen. I grabbed it. Hands shaking. Read. Can't make it today. Katie's turning 23. You understand. 6 words before the excuse. No apology, no regret, just expectation. You understand. I read it again. Again. My roommate Mia stirred in the bed across from me. Jordan? You okay? I couldn't speak. She sat up, saw my face. What happened? I handed her my phone. She read it. Silence. Then, are you fucking kidding me? I took the phone back. Stared at the message. My mother's words. Flat. Matter of fact. Like canceling a dentist appointment. Can't make it today. Not won't, not sorry, can't, like forces beyond her control, like fate had intervened. Katie's turning 23. I opened Instagram. Katie's story, posted 2 hours ago. Mimosas and birthday decorations. Botanical garden backdrop. Golden morning light. Mom in the background. Hanging string lights. They were already there. Setting up. They'd driven 3 hours to Katie's party venue. MIT was 90 minutes from home. I turned my phone off, set it face down on my desk. Jordan. I need to get ready, I said. My voice sounded distant. Not mine. You don't have to go. You can. I have to go. I stood, opened my closet, pulled out the crimson gown I'd picked up yesterday. I worked 4 years for this. I'm walking across that stage. Mia watched me, helpless. Do you want me to... Can you come? To the ceremony? Of course. I was always planning to. But Jordan, your parents, aren't coming. The words tasted like metal. So I need you there. Please. I'll be there, front row. Not front row. I pulled the graduation program from my bag. Found the seating chart. Front row is family section, reserved. I have tickets for section C, seats 8 and 9. Then where? I'm putting their programs on the seats. I looked at her. Empty chairs. Their names. Everyone will know. Mia's eyes widened. Jordan. They did this. Not me. My hands were steady now. Steady and cold. I got ready in silence. Showered. Dressed. Pulled the gown over my clothes, crimson, polyester, MIT logo embroidered on the breast. Adjusted the cap. My reflection in the mirror. Composed. Successful. Alone. I looked like I'd made it. I felt like I was breaking. Mia and I left the dorm at 9:30 a.m. The ceremony started at 11. Graduates were supposed to arrive early. Line up. Wait for processional. The morning was perfect. June in Cambridge, bright sun, clear sky, temperature in the 70s, tourists everywhere, families streaming toward campus with cameras and balloons and pride. We walked through MIT's campus in silence, past the Great Dome, through Killian Court where the ceremony would be held, white chairs arranged in perfect rows. Stage set up, banners hung. Sound system tested, someone's voice echoing across the space. Check, check, 1 to 2. 1,089 graduates. 1,089 families. -2. I found the family section. Section C. Counted rows. Found seats 8 and 9, front row, center, perfect view of the stage. I placed their programs on the empty chairs. Mom's program on seat 8, Dad's on seat 9. White paper against white plastic. Their names printed on the cover. I'd personalized them. Robert and Susan Chen. I'd added a note inside each one. Handwritten. Thank you for everything. Love, Jordan. I'd written those notes 3 weeks ago. I stared at the empty chairs. The programs sitting where people should be, where my parents should be. The sun was already heating the white plastic. By 11 a.m., those seats would be hot to touch. Empty and hot and visible to everyone. Jordan. Mia's voice was soft. You don't have to do this. Yes, I do. I turned away from the empty chairs. I need people to see. She didn't argue. We walked to the graduate assembly area. Hundreds of students in crimson gowns, laughing and hugging and taking photos. Parents everywhere adjusting caps, straightening gowns, crying already. I stood alone. Mia took photos with her phone. Smile, she said. I tried. The smile felt like a mask. Jordan Chen? A graduation coordinator with a clipboard appeared. You're in row 12. Position 7. Lineup starts in 15 minutes. Thank you. She walked away. I watched families around me, last-minute advice. Tears, pride. A father fixing his daughter's tassel. A mother crying into her son's shoulder. Siblings fighting over who got to hold the phone for photos. Normal graduation problems. I checked my phone. One last time. No messages. I turned it off again. The processional began at 10:55 a.m., pomp and circumstance playing. We lined up, walked, slow march through Killian Court. Families standing, applauding, screaming names. I scanned the crowd as I walked. Section C, row 1, seats 8 and 9. Empty. Programs sitting untouched. Around those empty seats, families packed shoulder to shoulder, cameras raised, signs waving, everyone focused on the graduates. And 2 empty chairs, glaring, obvious. I watched people notice, saw them glance at the empty seats, saw them look at the programs, saw them lean toward each other, whispering. I took my seat on the graduate side. Row 12. Position 7. The ceremony began. Welcome speech, recognition of honors, student speaker, faculty addresses, names called one by one, alphabetical order. Each graduate walking across the stage, each family erupting in applause. I waited. I watched. I saw Mia's father who'd come with her, a surprise, take photos of my empty family section. He wasn't subtle. He held his phone up, focused on seats 8 and 9, the programs, the emptiness. Other people noticed too. Phones came out. Not many, just a few. Scattered throughout the family section. People documenting something strange. Something wrong. 2 front row seats in the family section. Empty at MIT graduation. Jordan Chen. My name. I stood, walked to the stage, climbed the steps. The president of MIT shook my hand, handed me the diploma cover. Congratulations, Jordan. Thank you. I turned to face the crowd. Hundreds of people. Families standing, applauding. I found Section C. Seats 8 and 9. Still empty. Program still sitting there. The applause felt distant, like it was for someone else. I walked off the stage. The ceremony continued. More names, more families screaming, more pride and tears and celebration. I sat in my seat and felt nothing. Afterward, the chaos of families reuniting, graduates running to parents, hugs and flowers and photos, everyone flooding onto the grass, mixing together gowns and suits and sundresses and tears. I walked back to Section C. The programs were still there. Sun-warmed plastic chairs, white paper curling slightly in the heat. I picked them up. Both of them. Held them. Inside my program, thank you for everything. Love, Jordan. I'd believed they'd come. Some part of me, even after the text, had believed they'd change their minds, Show up late. Surprise me. They hadn't. Mia appeared at my side, her father behind her. Jordan, I'm so sorry. It's fine. It's not fine. This is. She stopped, looked at her father. He stepped forward, extended his hand. Jordan, I'm Marcus Rodriguez, Mia's father. I want you to know what your parents did is unconscionable. You deserved better. I shook his hand. Thank you for coming. Of course. He hesitated. I took some photos. Of the ceremony. Of you. Would you like me to send them to you? Yes, please. He nodded, glanced at the empty chairs. I took photos of those too. I looked at him. Why? Because people should know. His voice was quiet. People should see what they did to you. I didn't respond. Mia hugged me. Come on, let's get out of here. We walked toward the exit. The crowd was thinning, families leaving, graduates still taking photos. I looked back once. Section C, seats 8 and 9. Empty now. Even the program's gone in my hands. The sun glinted off the white plastic. The metal chair frames cast shadows on the ground. My family section. No family. We left Killian Court. Walked back toward the dorms. Mia was talking something about getting food, about celebrating, about not letting this ruin the day. I wasn't listening. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I pulled it out. One new message. I opened it. A photo. Katie in front of a birthday cake. Botanical garden background. Mom and Dad on either side of her, arms around her shoulders. All three of them smiling. The caption. Best birthday ever. 23 and blessed. Thanks Mom and Dad for making this so special. Posted 17 minutes ago. While I was walking off the graduation stage, I stared at the photo. At their smiling faces. At my mother's arm around Katie. At my father's proud expression. At the cake, the decorations, the venue that had cost thousands. They looked happy. I turned my phone off. Jordan? Mia's voice. I'm fine. You're not. I will be. I looked at her, at her father, still walking with us, at the people who'd shown up. I will be. But first, I had a card to open. The programs I'd placed on my parents' empty chairs, I'd tucked something inside each one. Something I hadn't looked at in weeks. Something I'd written when I'd still had hope. That night, back in my dorm room, I opened my mother's program. The card fell out. 3 pages, handwritten, every word a plea. Thank you for everything. Thank you for raising me. Thank you for supporting me. Please be there. Please watch me walk across that stage. That's all I want. Just this once. Just this one thing. Please. Love, Jordan. They hadn't opened it, hadn't read it. The envelope was sealed, the card inside pristine. They'd driven 3 hours to Katie's party without ever opening my graduation program, without ever reading my letter. I sat on my bed, holding that card, and felt the last piece of hope shatter. They'd made their choice. Now I'd make mine. 3 days passed before I could look at it again. The card, the letter I'd written, 3 pages of handwritten pleading that my parents never opened. I'd left the programs on my desk, Mom's and Dad's, exactly where I'd dropped them graduation night. Mia had asked twice if I wanted to throw them away. I'd said no. I didn't know why. Maybe I needed the evidence. Maybe I needed the reminder. On Wednesday morning, I picked up my mother's program again. The card was still inside, still sealed. I turned it over in my hands. Examined the envelope. Clean edges, no tears, no sign anyone had tried to open it. They'd signed for the package on March 18th, 2.5 months ago. 73 days. They'd had 73 days to open this, to read what I'd written, to understand what this meant to me. They'd chosen not to. I opened my laptop, logged into the USPS tracking system, found the confirmation number I'd saved. Delivered. March 18. 2:47 p.m. Signed by S. Chen. Mom had been home. She'd answered the door. She'd signed for the certified mail envelope containing graduation tickets and my letter. What had she done with it? I pulled up my phone, opened the text thread with Mom, scrolled back to March. Nothing. No acknowledgement of receiving the package. No, got your tickets, or looking forward to the ceremony. Nothing. I'd texted her on March 20th. Did the graduation package arrive? Her response, 4 hours later. Yes. Got it. 2 words of substance. Got it. That was all. I scrolled further. April, May, June. The weeks leading up to graduation. Mom's messages were sparse. Check-ins about my health, reminders about Katie's party, questions about whether I'd RSVP'd. Not one mention of my graduation. Not one question about the ceremony. Not one "are you excited?" or "we can't wait." Nothing. I opened Dad's text thread. Same pattern. Functional messages. Weather talk. A forwarded article about engineering careers. 0 graduation mentions. I sat back in my desk chair, stared at my phone. Something was off. Not just the absence, the intentional silence. Like they'd made a decision not to engage, not to acknowledge. Why? I thought about Katie's party, the botanical garden venue, the Instagram posts. Mom had been involved for months, dress shopping, vendor meetings, decoration planning. Every detail documented and celebrated. My graduation had been planned for years. 4 years of college leading to one ceremony. One day, one request. They'd gone silent. I opened my email, searched graduation, found the initial email I'd sent in February, letting them know the ceremony date. Subject: MIT graduation, June 8th. To Mom, Dad. Hey, just got confirmation that graduation is Saturday, June 8th at 11 a.m. I'm allowed 2 family tickets in the reserved section. Let me know if you can make it. Would really love to have you both there. Love, Jordan. I'd sent it February 12th. No response. I'd sent a follow-up on February 20th. Subject: MIT graduation, June 8th. Hi, Mom and Dad. Just checking if you got my last email about graduation. Need to confirm ticket count by March 1st. Let me know. Mom had responded February 22nd. Got it, honey. We'll let you know. That was it. We'll let you know. Like it was a maybe. Like MIT graduation was a dinner invitation they'd get back to me about. I kept scrolling. Found the email I'd sent after mailing the physical tickets. Subject: graduation tickets sent. March 18th. Hi, just mailed your graduation tickets via certified mail. Should arrive today or tomorrow. Front row seats, Section C, seats 8 and 9. Ceremony starts at 11 a.m., but family seating opens at 10. Can't wait to see you both there. No response to that email. None. I searched for Katie birthday. Found the family group chat. Dozens of messages. Mom, Dad, Katie, me, except most of the messages were from the first 3: party planning, venue debates, guest list discussions, budget conversations. I scrolled through weeks of texts. March 25th. Mom, spoke with the caterer. They can do the garden setup for $4,200. Worth it? March 25th. Dad, if Katie wants it, we'll make it work. March 26th. Katie, oh my God, yes. Thank you, thank you. March 30th. Mom, flowers are going to be $2,000. Found a cheaper option for $1,400. March 30th. Dad, go with the better flowers. It's her birthday. April 8th. Katie, photographer wants $1,800. Is that too much? April 8th. Mom, we'll cover it. This is important. I stopped reading. Numbers, specific dollar amounts, decisions made in real time, immediate responses, enthusiasm. For Katie's 23rd birthday party, I went back to my individual text thread with Mom, the one where I'd asked about graduation. Radio silence. I checked my bank account. Pulled up transactions from the last year. September. $200 sent to Robert Chen. Car repair help. January, $200 sent to Susan Chen. Heating bill help. $400 total. Money I'd earned at dining hall shifts. Money I'd sent home because Dad said things were tight. I pulled up Katie's Instagram. Scrolled back to January. A photo of her at a luxury spa. Caption: Self-Care Saturday. Thanks, Mom, for the spa day. February. Shopping bags from Nordstrom. Needed a little retail therapy. Dad's credit card understood. March. New Apple Watch. Upgraded. Thanks, Daddy. Things were tight. I closed Instagram. Closed my laptop. Stood up. Paced my dorm room. Something wasn't adding up. The silence. The money. The intentional avoidance of graduation talk while drowning in party planning details. They weren't just choosing Katie over me. They were hiding something. I picked up my phone. Called Mia. She answered on the second ring. Hey, you okay? Can you come over? Give me 5 minutes. She arrived in 3. Took one look at my face and sat down. What happened? I showed her everything. The unopened card, the emails, the text threads, the Instagram posts, the money I'd sent versus the money they'd spent. She read in silence. Her expression shifted from confusion to anger to something darker. Jordan. Her voice was careful. When did Katie's party planning start? I don't know. February? March? Before or after you sent graduation tickets? I pulled up the group chat. Scrolled. Katie's first party venue message, March 19th, 1 day after the tickets arrived. After, I said slowly. Mia leaned forward. What if they scheduled her party on your graduation day on purpose? Why would they? Because they didn't want to come. Her voice was flat. Jordan, what if they'd already decided not to go? And Katie's party was the excuse? I stared at her. Think about it, she continued. They ignored your emails, didn't respond about tickets, never asked about the ceremony. Then, suddenly Katie's party is the same day? That's not a coincidence. That's an escape route. My stomach dropped. But why? My voice came out hoarse. Why go through all that instead of just saying no? Because saying no makes them the bad guys. Mia's eyes were hard. This way, they have an excuse. Katie's special day. Conflicting obligations. We're so sorry, honey. We tried. They get to skip your graduation without being blamed for it. I sat down on my bed. The silence, the avoidance, the timing. There's more, Mia said quietly. You sent them $400 this year. They needed... Did they? She pulled up Katie's Instagram on her phone. Look at this. January through June. Spa days, shopping, new watch, new shoes, concerts, restaurants. I count at least $3,000 in purchases Katie posted about. That's Katie's money. Is it? Mia's voice was sharp. Your dad paid for that spa day. Your dad's credit card bought those shopping bags. Your parents funded all of this, while telling you money was tight. The room felt too small. Jordan. Mia's voice softened. I think they lied to you. I think they took your money and spent it on Katie. And I think they planned to skip your graduation the moment you invited them. I wanted to argue, wanted to defend them, wanted to find another explanation. I couldn't. The evidence was there, in unopened cards and ignored emails and convenient conflicts. They'd chosen this. All of it. What do I do? I whispered. Mia was quiet for a moment. Then, you figure out what else they're hiding. What do you mean? This level of avoidance? This much guilt? She met my eyes. People don't act like this unless they're covering something bigger. The email alert came at 11:23 p.m., 3 days after my conversation with Mia. I was in bed, phone on my nightstand, almost asleep. The vibration jolted me awake. Capital One alert. Payment past due. I grabbed my phone. Account ending in 4,782. Payment of $447 is now 30 days past due. Pay immediately to avoid additional late fees and credit reporting. I stared at the screen. I didn't have a Capital One card. I sat up, opened the email fully. Account holder: Jordan Chen. Account opened February 14th. Current balance: $14,847.62. Minimum payment due: $447. Days past due: 30. $14,000. I didn't have a Capital One card. My hands started shaking. I clicked the link, entered the account number. It asked for a password. I didn't have one. I clicked Forgot Password. It asked for my social security number. I entered it. Security question: What is your mother's maiden name? I typed it in. The account opened. My name at the top. My address, my parents' house, not my dorm. My social security number. My credit card. Except I'd never opened it. I scrolled to transaction history. February 14th. Party City, $1,240.18. February 14th. Rent a tent and events, $3,200. March 3rd. Catering by Design, $4,890. March 15th. Floral Dreams Boutique, $2,180.44. April 2nd. Photographer's Studio LLC, $3,337.62. $14,847.62. Charged over 4 months. To vendors I'd never heard of. I opened Instagram, pulled up Katie's birthday party posts from June 8th. The botanical garden, the tent, the catering setup, the floral arrangements, professional photos. I zoomed in on one photo. The tent in the background, white fabric, elegant draping. I Googled, rent a tent and events Massachusetts. One result, Lexington, MA, 15 minutes from my parents' house. I clicked their portfolio page, scrolled through event photos. There. Katie's party, June 8th. Posted in their recent events gallery. The caption, Beautiful 23rd birthday celebration at Greenwood Gardens. Thank you to the Chen family for letting us be part of this special day. The Chen family. My credit card had paid for the tent at Katie's birthday party. The party on my graduation day. I couldn't breathe. I kept scrolling through the Capital One transactions. Cross-referenced with Katie's Instagram. Party City decorations Katie had posted about. Gold balloons, custom banner. Catering by Design food Katie had photographed. Elaborate spread. Professional presentation. Floral Dreams centerpieces visible in every photo. White roses, hydrangeas, gold accents. Photographer's Studio the company tagged in Katie's photos. Professional shots. Golden hour lighting. Every vendor. Every charge. Every detail of Katie's party. Funded by a credit card I didn't know existed. In my name. I grabbed my laptop. Logged into Credit Karma, the free credit monitoring I'd set up freshman year. The page loaded. Credit score, 592. Score decreased 183 points since last check. I clicked on the alerts. New account opened, Capital One Platinum, February. Payment 30 days late. Capital One Platinum, June. Credit utilization high, 95% of available credit used. My credit score had been 775 inches January. Good credit, responsible credit. Now it was 592. Fair credit, damaged credit. Because of a card I never opened. I checked my other accounts. Discover card, another alert. Account opened. January 15th. Current balance, $8,412.16. 8,000 more. I logged into the Discover account. Same process, password reset, Security questions I didn't set up but could answer because they used my real information. Transaction history loaded. January 20th. David's bridal. $2,400. January 28th. Tiffany & Co. $3,180. February 10th. Kate Spade. $890. March 5th. Bloomingdale's $1,942.16. I opened Katie's Instagram again. Scrolled back to January. A photo of her in a white dress. Caption. Said yes to the dress. Wedding planning officially started. David's bridal. $2,400. Charged to my Discover card. February post. Close-up of her hand. Diamond bracelet. Engagement gift from mom and dad. I'm crying. Tiffany & Co. $3,180. My card. March. Shopping bags, bridal, shower, dress, shopping with mom. Bloomingdale's. $1,942.16. My card. I did the math. Capital One. $14,847.62. Discover. $8,412.16. Total. $23,259.78. $23,000. In my name, without my knowledge. Funding Katie's birthday party and wedding expenses. My stomach lurched. I ran to the bathroom. Made it just in time. Mia found me 20 minutes later, sitting on the bathroom floor. Jordan? Your door was unlocked. She saw my face. Saw my laptop open on the floor beside me. What happened? I couldn't speak. I handed her the laptop. She read in silence. Oh my God. $23,000, I whispered. They opened credit cards in my name. They charged Katie's entire party to my credit. Her dress, her jewelry, her bridal shower outfit. Jordan? Mia's voice shook. That's identity theft. That's fraud. That's my parents. That's a felony. The word hit like a slap. Felony. My parents had committed a felony. Against me. When did they open these? Mia was scrolling through the accounts. January, February, while I was at school. And you never got notified? They used my parents' address, my childhood home. I felt numb. All the statements went there. I never saw anything until the late payment alert. Jordan. Mia sat down beside me on the bathroom floor. You need to report this. To who? The police, the banks, both. Her voice was firm. This is identity theft. Your parents stole your information and opened accounts without your consent. They've destroyed your credit. You need to file a police report. They're my parents. They're criminals. I flinched. I'm sorry, Mia said quietly. But that's what this is. They didn't borrow money. They didn't ask for help. They stole your identity and ruined your credit to fund your sister's life. I looked at the laptop screen, at the numbers. $23,000 I didn't authorize. A credit score destroyed. A future compromised. For Katie's party. For her dress. For her jewelry. For everything that mattered more than me. There's more, I said. More? I pulled up my email, showed her the past due notices I'd been ignoring. Not just Capital One and Discover. A third email. From Citizens Bank. Parent Plus Loan. Account past due. I opened it. Loan account. Parent Plus Educational Loan. Borrower. Jordan Chen. Cosigner. Robert Chen. Original loan amount. $12,000. Current balance. $12,450, including interest. Status. 60 days past due. What is this? Mia asked. I don't know. I clicked through. Read the loan details. Parent Plus loan, supposedly for my education, disbursed to my parents' account in September. Except I hadn't taken out any loans with my parents. I'd specifically avoided that. My financial aid package covered tuition. My small loans were private, in my name only, managed by me. This loan, I checked the disbursement date. September 15th, last fall. I opened Katie's Instagram. September posts. Engagement party. Thanks to everyone who came. Rented venue, catered food, open bar. The party I hadn't been able to attend because I had midterms. The party my parents said they'd managed to scrape together money for. Scrape together. With a loan in my name? 12,000 more, Mia said quietly, reading over my shoulder. 35,000. My voice was flat. They've taken out $35,000 in my name. For Katie. For Katie. I closed the laptop. Sat in silence. $35,259.78. My identity, my credit, my future. All of it sold to fund my sister's celebrations. And they couldn't even come to my graduation. I didn't sleep that night. I sat at my desk with a notebook and every financial document I could access. Bank statements, credit reports, email confirmations. I built a timeline. Every charge, every date, every lie. By morning, I had 18 months mapped out. 18 months of fraud. It had started earlier than I'd thought. January 15th, previous year. Discover card opened. First charge the same day, $890 to a jewelry store. Katie's Instagram from that week. Early birthday present from mom. September 15th, previous year. Parent Plus loan taken out. $12,000 dispersed to parent's account. Katie's engagement party. September 20th. 5 days between loan disbursement and party. February 14th. This year. Capital One card opened. Same day. $1,240 charged to Party City. Katie's Instagram story. Party planning starts now. They'd opened the credit card on Valentine's Day. Then immediately spent over $1,000 on decorations for Katie's birthday party. 4 months before my graduation, I kept building the timeline. Cross-referenced every credit card charge with Katie's social media posts. March 3rd, $4,890 to caterer. Katie posts photo of menu tasting. March 15th, $2,180 to florist. Katie posts floral mock-ups. April 2nd, $3,337 to photographer. Katie posts about locking in the best photographer ever. Every expense documented, every charge tied to Katie's life events. And then I noticed something else. The dates they'd ignored me. March 18th. Graduation tickets arrive at their house. Signed for by mom at 2:47 p.m. March 19th. Katie posts first message in family group chat about birthday party venue. March 20th. I text mom asking if tickets arrived. 4-hour delay before response. Yes, got it. They'd received my graduation tickets. 24 hours later, Katie's party planning began. One day, I pulled up the family group chat again. Read it differently this time. Not just as a daughter watching her family plan a party, as an investigator looking for patterns. March 25th. Mom. Spoke with the caterer. They can do the garden setup for $4,200. Worth it? March 25th was 1 week after they'd received my tickets. 1 week after they'd known officially, formally, that my graduation was June 8th. They were discussing Katie's party budget. Not my graduation. April 8th. Katie. Photographer wants $1,800. Is that too much? April 8th. Mom. We'll cover it. This is important. This is important. I'd sent a follow-up email about graduation on April 10th. Asked if they'd booked travel. If they needed help finding hotels near campus. No response to that email. But plenty of responses in the family chat about napkin colors and playlist songs. I kept scrolling. Found the moment that made everything clear. May 2nd. Family group chat. Katie. So June 8th is definitely the date. Venue confirmed. Mom. Invitations going out this week. So excited. Dad. Wouldn't miss it for the world. June 8th. Confirmed May 2nd. My graduation had been scheduled since February. I'd sent tickets in March. But they'd confirmed Katie's party for the same day in May. Deliberately, I took a screenshot, added it to my evidence folder. Then I found something else. A text exchange I'd forgotten about. April 15th. I'd called Mom to talk about graduation logistics. She hadn't answered. I'd texted instead. My message, "Hey, tried calling. Wanted to talk about graduation plans. Need to know final head count for family reception after ceremony. Can you and Dad make it? Need to confirm by Friday." Mom's response, 6 hours later. "Things are complicated right now, honey. We'll try our best. We'll try our best. Not yes. Not, we'll be there. Try. For MIT graduation." Meanwhile, in the family group chat that same day, Katie. "Should we do a gift registry for the party or just cash?" Mom. "Let's do both. I'll set up the registry this weekend." Dad. "Whatever makes Katie happy." Whatever makes Katie happy. I opened a new document. Started writing. Evidence of intentional avoidance. March 18. Graduation tickets received. Never acknowledged. March 19. Katie's party planning begins, day after tickets arrive. May. 47 family group chat messages about Katie's party. 0 about my graduation. April 10. My email about graduation logistics ignored. April 15. Mom's response, "We'll try our best," while confirming Katie's party attendance same day. May 2. Parents confirm Katie's party for June 8th, despite knowing graduation date for 3 months. Financial evidence. January, previous year. Discover card opened in my name without consent. September, previous year. $12,000 Parent Plus loan in my name. Disbursed to parents. February. Capital One card opened in my name without consent. February, April. $14,847.62 charged to Capital One for Katie's party expenses. January, March. $8,412.16 charged to Discover for Katie's wedding expenses. Total fraudulent debt, $35,259.78. Impact. Credit score dropped from 775 to 592. Multiple accounts now 30 to 60 days past due. High credit utilization, 95%. Negatively affecting credit. Future ability to rent apartment, get car loan, or obtain credit compromised. I sat back. Read what I'd written. $35,000. 18 months. A destroyed credit score. And parents who'd chosen a birthday party over their daughter's graduation, not because of a scheduling conflict, because they'd already spent my identity on my sister's life. They couldn't face me at graduation because they knew what they'd done. The skipped ceremony wasn't the betrayal. It was the cover-up. My phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. "Hello? Is this Jordan Chen?" A woman's voice. Professional. "Yes? This is Amanda from Capital One Fraud Investigation. We've noticed some concerning activity on your account, ending in 4,782. Do you have a moment to discuss?" My heart stopped. Yes, I do. Our system flagged multiple large purchases in a short time frame, followed by missed payments. Can you verify, did you open this account on February 14th? No. My voice was steady. I didn't open that account. I've never opened any account with Capital One. Silence on the other end. Miss Chen, are you saying this account was opened fraudulently? Yes. Do you know who might have opened it? I closed my eyes. My parents. Your parents opened a credit card in your name without your permission? Yes, and a Discover card, and they took out a loan. All without telling me. All in the last 18 months. Miss Chen, her voice was careful, what you're describing is identity theft. You need to file a police report. I know. We can help you freeze the accounts and start a fraud investigation. But you'll need to provide documentation, including that police report. Okay. Do you have a pen? I'll give you the next steps. I grabbed my notebook. Wrote down everything she said. Police report. Fraud affidavit. Documentation of charges I didn't make. Timeline of discovery. Everything I'd already started building. When the call ended, I sat in silence. Police report. Against my parents. For identity theft. For stealing $35,000 from my future to fund my sister's present. Mia knocked on my door. I'd texted her an hour ago. She had coffee and determination. Did you sleep? She asked. No. I showed her the timeline, the evidence, the phone call from Capital One. She read everything, her expression hardened with each page. Jordan, she looked at me. This isn't just skipping graduation. This is systematic financial abuse. I know. For 18 months, while you were working 3 jobs and sending them money, they were stealing your identity. I know. While you were eating ramen and sleeping in the library, they were charging your credit for Katie's jewelry and parties. I know. My voice broke. I know, Mia. I know what they did. She pulled me into a hug. Then you know what you have to do. I did. I pulled away, wiped my eyes, looked at the timeline spread across my desk. 18 months of lies, $35,000, a destroyed credit score, a missed graduation, and parents who'd chosen all of it over me. I need a lawyer, I said. Mia nodded. I know someone, my mom's friend. She does fraud cases. And I need to file a police report. I'll come with you. I looked at my evidence, at the numbers, at the proof. My parents had stolen from me for 18 months, and I'd never known. Now everyone would. Mia drove us to Darwin's Limited. At 3 in the afternoon. Small coffee shop near campus. Quiet corner booth. Privacy. I'd texted her everything after the Capital One call. She'd responded in under a minute. Coffee. Now. Bringing reinforcements. I didn't know what that meant until I saw who walked in with her. Marcus Rodriguez. Mia's father. The man who'd photographed my empty chairs at graduation. Jordan. He shook my hand. Firm grip. Mia told me what you discovered. I hope you don't mind. I have some experience with this type of situation. What kind of experience? I'm a defense attorney. 20 years. I've seen a lot of financial abuse cases. He sat down. And what your parents did to you is textbook identity theft. The words hit differently coming from a lawyer. Identity theft. Not family drama. Not favoritism. Not complicated. Theft. Mia slid a coffee across the table to me. Tell him everything, from the beginning. So I did. The graduation tickets they never acknowledged. The party planned for the same day. The text at 6:14 a.m., the empty chairs. Then the discovery. The Capital One alert. The Discover card. The Parent Plus loan. $35,259.78. Charged over 18 months without my knowledge or consent. Marcus listened without interrupting. Took notes on a legal pad. His expression grew darker with each detail. When I finished, he sat back. Jordan, I need you to understand something. His voice was careful, measured. What you've described isn't just identity theft. It's premeditated fraud. Your parents didn't make a mistake. They made a series of calculated decisions over 18 months. They needed the money for Katie. No. He cut me off gently. They chose to steal your identity instead of telling you the truth. That's not need. That's deliberation. The words sat heavy between us. Deliberation. They opened accounts in your name, Marcus continued. Used your social security number. Forged your signature on applications. Had statements sent to their address so you wouldn't find out. Then they charged tens of thousands of dollars for non-essential expenses, parties, jewelry, wedding costs. Katie's wedding is important to them. Jordan, Mia's voice was sharp. Stop defending them. I'm not. You are. She leaned forward. They didn't just skip your graduation. They funded Katie's party with your credit. While you were working 3 jobs, they were destroying your financial future. And you're still making excuses for them. I opened my mouth. Closed it. She was right. Here's what happens now, Marcus said. You need to file a police report. Identity theft is a crime in Massachusetts. Your parents committed fraud, that's a felony. You need documentation of that for the banks, for credit agencies, and for your own protection. My own protection? If you don't report this as fraud, these debts become yours. You'll be legally responsible for $35,000 you didn't spend. Your credit will remain destroyed. And if your parents do this again, open more accounts, take out more loans, you'll have no recourse. Do it again? My voice was faint. Jordan. Marcus's eyes were kind but firm. People who commit identity theft don't usually stop at one account, especially when the victim doesn't report it. Your parents have been doing this for 18 months. What makes you think they'll stop now? I hadn't thought about that. You need to protect yourself, he continued. File the police report. Freeze your credit. Start fraud disputes with each creditor. And honestly, you should consider a civil lawsuit. A lawsuit against my parents? For damages. They destroyed your credit. That has real financial consequences. You can't rent apartments, can't get car loans, can't qualify for graduate school loans if you need them. That damage is quantifiable. I stared at my coffee. Cold now. Untouched. Sue my parents. I know it's a lot, Marcus said quietly. But you need to think about your future. Not just the next month, the next 5 years, 10 years. A 592 credit score will follow you. It will cost you money, opportunities, housing. They did that to you, you have the right to make them fix it. They won't fix it willingly, Mia added. You know they won't. They've been lying to you for 18 months. They skipped your graduation rather than face you. They're not going to suddenly apologize and pay you back. She was right about that too. What do I do first? I asked. Marcus pulled out a business card. Wrote a name and number on the back. This is Elena Morrison. She's a friend, excellent attorney, specializes in fraud and identity theft. Call her tomorrow. She'll walk you through the process. How much does a lawyer cost? Elena does free consultations. After that, he paused. Look, I'll be honest, legal fees can add up, but most fraud attorneys work on contingency for civil cases. That means they take a percentage of what you win, and you don't pay unless you win. And if I lose? You won't lose. You have documentation, bank records, credit reports. 18 months of fraudulent charges. Jordan, this is as open and shut as fraud cases get. Open and shut. I wanted to believe him. You also need to go to the police, Marcus continued. Cambridge Police Department. Ask for the fraud division. Bring all your documentation, credit reports, statements, timeline. They'll file a report, assign a case number. That case number is what you give the banks. Will my parents be arrested? Silence. Possibly, Marcus said carefully. That depends on whether the DA chooses to prosecute. But yes, Jordan, this is a criminal matter. Your parents could face charges. Could face charges. My parents. Criminal charges. For stealing from me. I know this is hard, Mia said softly. But Jordan, what they did is wrong. Not complicated. Not forgivable. Wrong. I looked at her. At her father. At 2 people who'd shown up for me, who were still showing up for me. Unlike my own parents. They chose this, I said quietly. They chose to steal from me. To lie to me. To skip my graduation because they couldn't face what they'd done. Yes, Marcus said. And if I don't report it, they'll keep doing it. Probably. I took a breath. Let it out slowly. Okay. My voice was steady. I'll call the lawyer tomorrow. I'll file the police report. I'll do all of it. Mia reached across the table, squeezed my hand. You're doing the right thing. It doesn't feel right. It feels terrible, Marcus said. Because you're a good person holding bad people accountable. That always feels terrible. But it's still right. I nodded. Didn't trust myself to speak. One more thing, Marcus said. He pulled out his phone. Showed me photos, the ones he'd taken at graduation. My empty chairs. The program sitting untouched. The ceremony happening around 2 vacant seats. I saved these, he said. I thought you might need them someday. Evidence of what they did. Visual proof. I looked at the photos. Section C, seats 8 and 9, front row, empty. Around them, families standing. Celebrating. Present. My family. Absent. By choice. Thank you, I whispered. You don't have to thank me. You deserve people who show up for you. He glanced at Mia. You've got at least 2. Mia smiled. More than 2, just wait. I didn't understand what she meant. Not yet. Elena Morrison's office was in downtown Cambridge. 10th floor. Glass windows overlooking the Charles River. I'd called Tuesday morning. She'd had an opening Wednesday afternoon. Less than 24 hours between deciding to get a lawyer and sitting across from one. It felt too fast, like I should have had more time to prepare, to think, to change my mind. But Mia had driven me there, waited in the lobby, made changing my mind impossible. Elena was younger than I'd expected, mid-30s, sharp suit, kind eyes. She shook my hand and gestured to a chair. Jordan, thank you for coming in. Marcus spoke highly of you. He spoke highly of you too. She smiled. Marcus and I go back years. He said you have a difficult situation. Identity theft by family members? My parents. Her expression didn't change. She'd heard worse, probably. Tell me everything. So, I did. Again. 3rd time in a week I'd told this story. It was getting easier, more clinical, less emotional. The numbers, the dates, the accounts, the timeline. $35,000, 18 months, 3 fraudulent accounts. Elena took notes. Asked clarifying questions. When I finished, she reviewed her notepad in silence. Then she looked up. Jordan, what you've described is identity theft under Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 266, Section 37E. It's a felony. Your parents could face up to 2.5 years in prison, plus substantial fines. 2.5 years. That's if the criminal case moves forward, she continued. That's the DA's decision, not yours. But you need to file a police report regardless. It's the foundation for everything else. Everything else. Credit disputes, fraud claims, civil lawsuit. She ticked them off on her fingers. You have multiple paths here. Let me break them down. She pulled out a whiteboard, drew a diagram, 3 branches. Criminal case. Police report DA investigation. Possible charges. Trial or plea deal. Credit disputes. Fraud affidavits, bank investigations, accounts discharged. Credit repair. Civil lawsuit. Sue parents for damages, discovery, settlement, or trial judgment. These processes run parallel, Elena explained. The criminal case is out of your hands, that state, versus your parents. But it helps the other two. Banks take fraud claims more seriously with police reports. Civil judges want to see you've exhausted other options. How long does all this take? Criminal cases? 4 to 6 months minimum. Credit disputes? 3 to 6 months. Civil lawsuit? Anywhere from 8 months to 2 years. 2 years. I know it's overwhelming, Elena said. But Jordan, you're young. A 592 credit score at 22 will destroy your financial life for years. You can't rent apartments, can't get car loans, can't qualify for mortgages. Some employers check credit, you could lose job opportunities. I hadn't thought about that. Your parents did real damage, she continued. Quantifiable damage. In civil court, you can sue for the fraudulent debt $35,000, plus damages for credit repair, emotional distress, and future financial harm. We're talking $50,000 to $70,000 in damages. $70,000. Will they pay? If you win, and you will win the court order's judgment, they'll have to pay or face wage garnishment, property liens, asset seizure. The court has teeth. I tried to imagine it. My parents in court, ordered to pay me $70,000. It felt impossible. What are my chances? I asked. Of winning? Elena leaned back. Jordan, I've practiced fraud law for 12 years. This is the most clear-cut identity theft case I've seen. You have documentation. Bank records showing charges you didn't make. Credit cards opened without your consent. A loan you didn't sign. 18 months of evidence. So it's guaranteed? Nothing's guaranteed in court, but this is as close as it gets. She met my eyes. Your parents committed fraud. The evidence is overwhelming. You'll win. The certainty in her voice should have been comforting. It wasn't. Winning meant destroying my parents financially, publicly, permanently. What about the criminal case? I asked. What happens if they're charged? They'll be arrested, arraigned. They can post bail. Then it's up to them, plead guilty or go to trial. Most defendants plead out in identity theft cases. The evidence is usually too strong to fight. What kind of plea deal? Depends on the DA and their criminal history. Could be suspended sentence with probation. Could be jail time. Definitely restitution. They'd be ordered to pay back the $35,000. And they'd have a felony record. Felony record. My parents? Felons? I know this is hard, Elena said gently. These are your parents. You love them. But Jordan, they chose to commit a crime against you. They chose to steal your identity, destroy your credit, and fund your sister's life at your expense for 18 months. They couldn't face me at graduation because of what they'd done. Exactly. Her voice was firm. They knew. They knew they'd stolen from you, and they couldn't look you in the eye while you celebrated an achievement they'd paid for with your stolen credit. Put that way, it was brutal. Clear. What do I do first? I asked. Police report. Today, if possible. Cambridge Police Department, Fraud Division. Bring everything: credit reports, bank statements, your timeline. They'll interview you, file a report, assign a case number. Then you call me. I'll start the civil case paperwork. We'll file fraud affidavits with each bank. Freeze your credit. Start the disputes. She paused. This is going to be intense. Months of paperwork, phone calls, possibly testimony. Your parents will hire lawyers. They'll fight back. It won't be easy. Will I have to face them? In court? Eventually, yes. Discovery phase, possibly trial. But Jordan, she leaned forward. You're not alone in this. I'll be with you every step. And honestly, you have something most fraud victims don't have. What's that? Righteous anger. She smiled slightly. You're not just a victim. You're someone who achieved something incredible. MIT graduation, full scholarship, hard work while your parents stole from you. That's a powerful story. Judges respond to that. Righteous anger. I'd been calling it hurt, betrayal, confusion. But yes, anger was there too. Building. How much will this cost? I asked. Consultation is free. If you hire me for the civil case, I work on contingency 33% of whatever we win. You pay nothing up front. If we lose, you pay nothing, but we won't lose. 33% of 50,000 was about 16,000. Still, I'd net 34,000, more than they'd stolen. And the criminal case costs you nothing, Elena added. That's the state's prosecution. Your only job is cooperation, testimony, documentation. I nodded slowly. I need you to understand something, Elena said. This will change your relationship with your parents permanently. Once you file that police report, There's no going back. They'll know. They'll be furious. They'll call you ungrateful, vindictive, cruel. They'll turn family against you. Some family already knows what they did. Some isn't all. This will split your family down the middle. People will choose sides. You need to be prepared for that. I thought about grandmother, Uncle Paul, Aunt Linda, cousins who'd seen the empty chairs. Versus Katie, Robert's brother. The relatives who always favored my parents. I'm prepared, I said. Elena studied me. Okay, then let's do this. She pulled out paperwork. Retainer agreement for the civil case. Contingency terms. Expectations. I read everything. Signed. Welcome to the fight, Jordan, Elena said. You're doing the right thing. The right thing. I wanted to believe her. The Cambridge Police Department's fraud division was on the 3rd floor. I went straight from Elena's office. Didn't give myself time to doubt. Mia waited in the car. Want me to come in? No. I need to do this alone. She squeezed my hand. Text me when you're done. The detective who met with me was a woman in her 40s. Detective Sarah Kim. Sharp eyes, gentle voice, notepad ready. Jordan Chen? She shook my hand. You're here to file an identity theft report? Yes. We sat in a small interview room. Gray walls, fluorescent lights, recording equipment. She turned on the recorder, stated the date, time, case initiation. Then she looked at me. Tell me what happened. I'd told this story 3 times now. This was the 4th. Each time, it got sharper, clearer, less emotional, more factual. The numbers, the accounts, the timeline, the graduation betrayal that led to discovery. Detective Kim took notes. Asked questions. Her expression remained neutral until I mentioned the dollar amount. $35,000 over 18 months? She looked up. That's substantial. And you said the perpetrators are your parents? Yes. Both of them? I think so. My mother signed for the graduation tickets at their house, so she definitely knew. My father's name is on the Parent Plus loan as co-signer. I think they both did this together. She made notes. Do you have documentation? I pulled out the folder I'd prepared. Credit reports, bank statements, account opening confirmations, timeline spreadsheet. Screenshots of Katie's Instagram posts showing the vendors I'd been charged for. Detective Kim reviewed everything in silence. It took 20 minutes. When she looked up, her expression had changed. Harder. Miss Chen, this is one of the most documented identity theft cases I've seen. You've done our job for us. Is that good? It's excellent. Most victims don't have this level of detail. You have dates, amounts, photographic evidence linking charges to events. This is prosecutable. Prosecutable? What happens now? I asked. I file this report officially. You get a case number, you'll need that for fraud disputes with the banks. Then I forward everything to the DA's office. They decide whether to file criminal charges. How long does that take? 2 to 4 weeks for the DA review. If they decide to prosecute, your parents will be contacted, potentially arrested, arraigned within 48 hours. Arrested. Miss Chen. I need to ask, do you feel safe? Are you living with your parents? No, I'm at MIT, dorm housing. They're 90 minutes away. Good. Do they have access to any of your accounts? Email, bank, anything? No, I changed all my passwords last week. Excellent. She made notes. I'm also going to recommend a restraining order. Once your parents find out about this report, they may try to contact you. A restraining order prevents that. Is that necessary? In family fraud cases? Usually. Emotions run high. Perpetrators often try to intimidate victims into dropping charges. She met my eyes. You're accusing your parents of a felony. They won't take that lightly. I hadn't thought about that either. What they'd do when they found out. Think about the restraining order, Detective Kim said. You can file for one at the courthouse. It's a separate process, but I'll note in my report that I recommended it. She finished her notes, printed paperwork, handed me a case number. Case number CPD 202-47841. Type: identity theft, family member. Detective: S. Kim. Status: under investigation. I stared at the paper. Official now. Real. What you're doing is brave, Detective Kim said quietly. Most people don't report family members. They feel guilty, conflicted. But Miss Chen, what your parents did is a crime. You're not betraying them by reporting it. They betrayed you by committing it. They betrayed you, not the other way around. Thank you, I whispered. You'll hear from me within a week. The DA will want to interview you if they move forward. And Miss Chen? She stood. I've seen a lot of identity theft cases. This one is clear-cut. You did nothing wrong. Remember that. I nodded. Didn't trust my voice. I left the police station with a case number and a weight in my chest. 3 weeks ago, I'd walked across a graduation stage to empty chairs. Now I'd filed a police report against my parents. Mia was waiting in the car. She took one look at my face and hugged me. It's done? It's done. How do you feel? I don't know. I pulled away. Numb? Sick? Relieved? She drove us back to campus. We didn't talk much. What was there to say? Back in my dorm, I called Elena Morrison, gave her the case number. Perfect, she said. I'll start the fraud affidavits tomorrow. We'll file disputes with Capital One, Discover, and Citizens Bank. This case number is your leverage. It tells them you've reported this as fraud, not debt you're trying to avoid. What's the difference? Everything. Fraud victims aren't liable for fraudulent charges. But you have to prove it's fraud. The police report does that. How long until my credit is fixed? 3 to 6 months for the disputes to process. Once the banks verify fraud, they'll discharge the accounts. Remove them from your credit report. Your score will recover probably back to 750 or higher within a year. A year. 12 more months of damaged credit. I know it's not immediate, Elena said. But Jordan, you're 22. You have time. This won't define your financial life if we handle it correctly. If. What's next? I asked. I'm filing the civil complaint tomorrow. Your parents will be served within a week. They'll have 30 days to respond. Then discovery begins. That's when we request documents, take depositions, build the case. Will I have to see them? At depositions, yes, probably at trial if it goes that far. But Jordan, most cases settle. Once your parents see the evidence and realize they can't win, they'll likely offer a settlement. What if they don't? Then we go to trial. And we win. Her voice was firm. I've won cases with far less evidence than you have. I thanked her. Hung up. Sat on my bed surrounded by paperwork. Police report. Case number. Attorney retainer. Credit reports. Evidence of 18 months I'd been blind. My phone buzzed. Email notification. Subject: fraud affidavit. Capital One. Elena had already started. I opened the document. Read the legalese. My name. My statement. The charges I disputed. I, Jordan Chen, did not open this account. I did not authorize these charges. I am a victim of identity theft. Victim. That's what I was. Not a bad daughter. Not ungrateful. Not vindictive. A victim fighting back. My phone buzzed again. Text from Mia. How are you holding up? I stared at the message. Thought about lying. Saying I was fine. Instead, I told the truth. I reported my parents to the police. I hired a lawyer. I'm filing fraud claims. And I feel like I'm destroying my family. Her response came immediately. You're not destroying your family. They destroyed it 18 months ago. You're just refusing to pretend it's okay. I read it 3 times. You're just refusing to pretend it's okay. That's exactly what I was doing. For 22 years, I'd pretended everything was okay. Pretended the favoritism didn't hurt. Pretended the empty chairs didn't matter. Pretended my parents loved me as much as they loved Katie. I was done pretending. I pulled up my laptop, opened a new document, started writing. Everything they'd done, everything I'd discovered, every lie, every charge, every moment of the last 18 months. Documentation, evidence, truth. By midnight, I had 42 pages. By morning, I had a plan. I wasn't just going to report my parents. I was going to make sure everyone knew exactly what they'd done. The invitation arrived in my campus mailbox on a Tuesday. Cream-colored envelope, elegant script, my grandmother's handwriting. You are cordially invited to celebrate Helen Chen's 80th birthday. Saturday, August 12th, 2 p.m. The Chen family residence, Lexington, MA. 6 weeks away. I stared at the invitation for a full minute. Family gathering, extended family, cousins, aunts, uncles, grandmother's friends, everyone who mattered to my parents' social circle, everyone they'd want to impress. I pulled out my phone, called Mia. I know how I'm going to do it, I said. Do what? Expose them. Silence on the other end. Then, I'm coming over. She arrived 15 minutes later. I showed her the invitation. Your grandmother's birthday party. She looked up. Perfect. I pulled out my laptop, showed her what I'd been working on. I've been documenting everything. 42 pages. Timeline, charges, bank statements, police report details. Everything they did. You're going to show your family? I'm going to show everyone. My voice was steady. Certain. My parents skipped my graduation because they couldn't face me after stealing $35,000. They chose Katie's party over my ceremony because they were terrified I'd find out what they'd done. Well, now I have. Mia sat down slowly. What exactly are you planning? Grandmother's party, 150 guests, everyone my parents know, extended family, their friends, their social circle. I pulled up the evidence folder on my screen. I'm going to stand up during the speeches and tell everyone exactly what they did. Jordan. They made a public choice, Mia. They showed up to Katie's party while I stood alone at graduation. The photos went viral. 2 million people saw those empty chairs. Now 150 people are going to hear why those chairs were empty. Her eyes widened. This is nuclear. It's truth. It's going to destroy them. They destroyed me first. I met her gaze. 18 months, Mia. 18 months of stealing my identity while I worked 3 jobs. They let me send them $400 for emergencies while charging thousands to my credit. They skipped my MIT graduation to celebrate Katie's 23rd birthday party that I paid for without knowing it. She was quiet for a moment. Then, be there. Witness it. I need someone on my side. Of course I'll be there. She paused. But Jordan, you know this means war, right? I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm demanding accountability. She nodded slowly. Okay, then let's plan this. We spent the next 3 hours mapping it out. The party would have speeches, toasts. My grandmother's children would speak first, including my father, then grandchildren. That's where I'd go. You'll need physical evidence, Mia said. People won't just believe you. They'll think it's a misunderstanding. I'll bring the binder. I gestured to the 3-ring binder I'd been building. Tabbed sections, bank statements, credit reports, police report case number visible, timeline chart. Katie's Instagram posts printed and highlighted. You're going to show police documents at your grandmother's birthday party. I'm going to show proof. I looked at her. They made this public when they skipped my graduation, when those photos went viral, when 2 million people saw my empty family section. This is just finishing what they started. Mia leaned back. Your family is going to split down the middle. Some of them already know something's wrong. Grandmother saw the empty chairs. I visited her last week. She asked why my parents weren't there. I told her they chose Katie's party. What did she say? She said that didn't sound like a good reason. I pulled up my notes. Uncle Paul Marcus's friend, the retired judge, he saw the viral photos. He called me, asked if I was okay. I told him some of it. He said what my parents did sounded like fraud. He's right. Aunt Linda, too. She loaned my parents $5,000 last year. When I mentioned they spent $8,000 on Katie's party, she got quiet. I think she's starting to realize where her money went. Mia nodded. So you have allies. Some. Grandmother, Uncle Paul, Aunt Linda, Cousin Derek, the accountant. I sent him the timeline. He nearly had a stroke. I pulled up Derek's text response. This is embezzlement. Jordan, this is criminal fraud. Who's on your parents' side? Katie, obviously, Dad's brother, Uncle James, a couple of older relatives who think family matters should stay private. Maybe 10 people? And the rest? Don't know yet. That's what the party will determine. I looked at the invitation again. I'm going to make them choose. Team Jordan or Team Fraud. Mia laughed despite herself. You're terrifying when you're angry. I'm not angry, I said it calmly. Meaning it. We finalized the plan over the next week. I'd prepare printed packets. 1-page summaries. Key evidence. Case number visible. Clean. Professional. Undeniable. 12 copies. For key family members. Grandmother. Uncle Paul. Aunt Linda. Derek. Others who'd want documentation. What about your parents? Mia asked. They'll try to stop you. Interrupt. Let them try. I'd thought about this. The more they react, the guiltier they look. If they stay calm, they look dismissive. If they panic, they confirm everything. Either way, I win. What about Katie? Katie benefited from fraud. She posted evidence all over Instagram. She's complicit. She had to know where the money came from. Did she, though? I pulled up Katie's Instagram. The birthday party posts. The jewelry. The wedding expenses. Look at this caption. Thanks, Mom and Dad, for making this possible. She knew they were paying. She didn't ask where the money came from. That's willful ignorance at best. Mia studied the posts. Okay. Fair. Elena Morrison called Thursday. Jordan. I need to update you. Your parents were served the civil complaint yesterday. My heart stopped. Served? Already? Court process. They now officially know you're suing them for fraud and damages. They have 30 days to respond. Do they know about the police report? The complaint references it, case number included. She paused. They know everything now, Jordan. They know you reported them, froze the accounts, hired a lawyer, and filed suit. Expect contact. I have my phone on silent. Good, don't respond to anything. Let them stew. Her voice was professional but warm. How are you holding up? I'm ready. Ready? I told her about the party, the plan, the public exposure. Silence on the other end. Elena? That's bold. She sounded impressed. Risky, but bold. Legally, you're allowed. Truth is an absolute defense against defamation. Everything you're planning to say is documented fact. So I can do it? You can. Should you? She considered. Jordan, public exposure will make settlement harder. Your parents will be humiliated, angry, defensive. They'll fight harder in court. I don't want settlement. I want justice. Justice is expensive. Trials cost money, time, emotional energy. I know. I did know. But Elena, they skipped my graduation. They stole from me for 18 months. They chose Katie over me every single time. I need people to know. I need everyone who's ever asked why I'm too sensitive or making it about me to see the truth. She was quiet. Then, okay, do it. But Jordan, after that party, don't contact your parents directly. Everything goes through lawyers. Understood? Understood. And one more thing, document everything. Record the party if you can. You might need it later. Record it. I hadn't thought of that. After the call, I texted Mia. Can your dad record the party? Video evidence? Her response, he's already planning to. He said you're the bravest client he's never represented. Client he's never represented. But ally he'd always be. 2 weeks before the party, My phone rang. I almost didn't answer. Hello? Jordan. My mother's voice, tight, controlled. We need to talk. I hung up. She called back immediately. I declined. Text message. Jordan, this is ridiculous. We can explain everything. I blocked the number. 5 minutes later, my father called. Different number. I declined. Blocked. Katie texted. What the hell is wrong with you? Mom's crying. You're being selfish. I screenshotted it, added it to my evidence folder. Blocked her too. Elena had been right. They were panicking. Good? The night before the party, I couldn't sleep. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, imagining tomorrow. Walking into that party, my parents' faces when they saw me, the moment I'd stand up. What I'd say, what they'd do? Part of me was terrified. Most of me was ready. My phone buzzed. Text from grandmother. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, dear. It's been too long. I smiled. Texted back. Wouldn't miss it for the world, Grandma. See you at 2. Wouldn't miss it for the world. The irony wasn't lost on me. I woke at 6 a.m. Couldn't sleep anyway. Might as well get up. The evidence binder sat on my desk. 3 inches thick. Tabbed sections color-coded. Professional, thorough, devastating. I flipped through it one more time. Section 1. Timeline. 18 months. Every account, every charge. Section 2. Credit reports before and after, 775 to 592. Section 3. Bank statements. Capital 1. Discover, Citizens Bank. Section 4. Police report. Case number CPD 20247841. Detective Kim's signature. Section 5. Photographic evidence. Katie's Instagram. Vendors matched to charges. Section 6. Email. Text evidence ignored graduation messages. Party planning enthusiasm. 42 pages of truth. I closed the binder, packed it in my bag. Showered. Dressed. Business casual, intentional choice. Navy blazer, white blouse, gray slacks. I wanted to look like someone who meant business. Someone who couldn't be dismissed as emotional or dramatic. Mia arrived at 10 a.m., her father with her. Ready? Marcus asked. As I'll ever be. We loaded the car. The binder. 12 printed packets in manila folders. My laptop backup evidence. Just in case. Marcus had a small camera, discreet. I'll set it up on the gift table. Looks like I'm recording the party for your grandmother, which I am, but I'll make sure it captures the speech area too. Is that legal? Massachusetts is a one-party consent state. As long as one person in the conversation knows about the recording it's legal. He smiled. I've been doing this for 20 years, Jordan. Trust me. I did. We drove to Lexington, 90-minute drive. I spent it running through what I'd say. Not scripted, just key points. The graduation betrayal, the discovery, the numbers, the police report, the lawsuit. Truth, simple, undeniable. What if they try to stop you? Mia asked from the passenger seat. They can try. No, seriously. What if your dad physically removes you from the party? I'd considered that. Then he assaults me in front of 150 witnesses while I'm telling the truth about his fraud. That doesn't help him. Marcus glanced at me in the rearview mirror. You've really thought this through. I've had 6 weeks. We arrived at 12:30. Party started at 2, early enough to see setup, to position ourselves. My grandmother's house was beautiful, large colonial in a wealthy neighborhood, backyard sprawling professional landscaping, garden beds, a white tent already set up. The tent, just like Katie's party, similar size, similar style. I wondered if my parents saw the irony. We parked down the street, sat in the car. You don't have to do this, Marcus said quietly. You can walk away. Let the legal system handle it. The legal system is handling it. This is about something else. What? Accountability. I looked at the house. My parents are good at looking good. Perfect family. Successful daughters. Generous, involved parents. Everyone thinks they're amazing. They've built that reputation for decades. And you're going to destroy it in 5 minutes. I'm going to tell the truth in 5 minutes. I met his eyes in the mirror. Whether that destroys their reputation isn't my problem. They should have thought about that before committing felony fraud. He nodded. Okay, let's do this. We walked to the house at 1:45, fashionably early, professional. I could see the tent from the driveway. White fabric, string lights, elegant. Caterers moving around, setting up tables. This party probably cost thousands. I wondered whose credit card paid for it. The front door was open. Grandmother in the foyer, greeting early guests. She saw me. Her face lit up. Jordan! Oh, sweetheart, I'm so glad you came. I hugged her. She felt small, fragile, 80 years old. I felt guilty for a moment. This was her party, her day. Then I remembered. She'd asked why my parents missed my graduation. She knew something was wrong. She deserved the truth, too. Grandma, this is my friend Mia and her father Marcus. Grandmother shook their hands. So lovely to meet you. Thank you for coming. Are you staying for the whole party? Wouldn't miss it, Marcus said warmly. We moved into the backyard. The tent was stunning. Round tables, white linens, floral centerpieces, a small stage area for speeches. Microphone already set up. My stomach clenched. That microphone, that stage. In 3 hours, I'd be standing there. Guests started arriving. Extended family, grandmother's friends, neighbors. The crowd swelled quickly. I saw Uncle Paul arrive. He spotted me, nodded once. Solemn, supportive. Aunt Linda came next. She hugged me, whispered, "Whatever you need, sweetheart." She knew. Somehow, she knew. Cousin Derek found me by the beverage table. "Jordan, you okay?" "I will be." He glanced around, lowered his voice. "I saw the timeline you sent. That's fraud. Clear as day." "I know. Are you—" He paused. "Are you going to say something today?" "Yes." His eyes widened. "Here?" "During speeches." "Jordan, that's—" He stopped, reconsidered. "Actually, that's brilliant. They can't run, can't hide. They'll have to face it." "Exactly." He squeezed my shoulder. "I'll be right there. Front row." More allies than I'd expected. At 2:15, my parents arrived. I saw them before they saw me. Mom in a lavender dress, Dad in a suit, both smiling, greeting people, playing the part. Perfect parents. Perfect family. Then Mom saw me. Her smile froze, cracked. She grabbed Dad's arm. He turned, saw me. His face went pale. They knew I knew they'd been served. They knew about the police report, the lawsuit. They hadn't expected me to show up. I smiled. Waved. Mom looked like she might be sick. Dad whispered something to her. She shook her head violently. He grabbed her hand, pulled her toward me. "Here we go." They stopped 3 feet away. "Jordan." Dad's voice was strained. We didn't think you'd come. It's Grandma's birthday. Of course I came. We need to talk." Mom's voice was shaking. "About the misunderstanding." "There's no misunderstanding." I kept my voice calm. "Level. You committed identity theft. I filed a police report. I'm suing you. That's not a misunderstanding. That's crime and consequence." Dad's jaw clenched. "This is not the place." "You're right, it's not." I smiled. Grandma's party should be about her. Let's go enjoy the celebration. I walked away. Left them standing there, stunned. Mia appeared at my side. "Holy shit, you're ice cold." "I'm done being the one who hurts." The party continued. Food served, drinks poured, conversation flowing. I watched my parents work the room, nervous, distracted. They kept glancing at me, waiting for the bomb to drop. At 6 p.m., the speeches began. Grandmother's friends went first. Sweet stories, funny memories, then family. Uncle Paul spoke. Aunt Linda. 2 cousins. Then Dad was called up. He hesitated, looked at me. I stared back, unwavering. He walked to the microphone. Mom, he began. 80 years. What an incredible milestone. His voice was shaking slightly. He talked about childhood memories, her strength, her love for family. The irony was suffocating. Love for family, he finished. Polite applause. He returned to his seat. Mom didn't speak. She looked too ill. The MC grandmother's friend checked the list. Any other grandchildren want to share a few words? This was it. I stood up. The crowd stirred. People recognized me, the MIT graduate, the one with the viral empty chairs. I walked to the microphone. My parents' faces drained of color. Hi everyone, I said. My voice was steady, clear. I'm Jordan. For those who don't know me, I'm Robert and Susan's younger daughter. I graduated MIT in June. Murmurs. Congratulations called out. Thank you. It was a big day. I'd worked 4 years for that degree. Full scholarship. Top of my class. I invited my parents. Front row seats. The crowd was listening, confused about where this was going. They didn't come. Silence. They chose to attend my sister Katie's 23rd birthday party instead. Same day, same time. I walked across that stage alone. Uncomfortable shifting. People glancing at my parents. I pulled out my phone, showed the viral photo. Empty chairs, programs untouched. 2 million people saw this photo. What they didn't see was why those chairs were empty. My mother started to stand. Uncle Paul put a hand on her shoulder. She sat back down. My parents didn't skip my graduation because of a scheduling conflict. They skipped it because they'd spent the previous 18 months committing identity theft against me. Gasps. Actual gasps. They opened 3 fraudulent accounts in my name without my knowledge or consent. Capital One credit card. Discover card. Parent Plus loan. They charged $35,259.78. I let that number sit. Every cent went to my sister Katie's celebrations. Her birthday party, the one they attended instead of my graduation, cost $14,000, charged entirely to a Capital One card I didn't know existed. In my name. People were pulling out phones. No longer pretending not to be shocked. This was really happening. I hold up the binder. 3 inches thick. Evidence. This is my proof, I say. Bank statements, credit reports, police case number CPD 20247841. Detective Sarah Kim, Cambridge Police Department, Fraud Division. My father stands up. Jordan, stop this. Sit down, Robert. Grandmother's voice cuts through the tent. Sharp. Commanding. He sits. I continue. Capital One, $14,847, February through April. I pull out a bank statement, hold it up. Party City, $1,200, rent a tent, $3,200, catering by design, $4,800, all for Katie's birthday party. I project the statement onto my laptop. Marcus has connected it to a small screen near the cake table. The charges appear. Large. Undeniable. People lean forward, squinting, reading. These charges match exactly to Katie's Instagram posts. I pull up her profile on my phone. She tagged every vendor, thanked Mom and Dad for making it possible. What she didn't know, what I didn't know, was that they made it possible with my stolen credit. Mom is crying now, loud, gasping sobs. No one comforts her. Discover card. I continue. $8,412, January through March. David's bridal, Katie's wedding dress. Tiffany & Co., her engagement bracelet. Bloomingdale's bridal shower outfit. I show the Discover statement. More gasps. Aunt Linda stands up. Susan, you told me you needed $5,000 for home repairs last July. Did that money? Linda, I can explain. Mom's voice is desperate. Did my money pay for Katie's wedding expenses? Silence. Answer me. Mom dissolves into sobs. Can't answer. Aunt Linda's face hardens. She sits down, arms crossed. One more ally confirmed. Parent plus loan, I continue. $12,000, taken out in my name last September. I didn't sign for it. I didn't authorize it. The money went directly to my parents' account. I show the loan documents, my forged signature visible. Katie's engagement party was September 20th, 5 days after loan disbursement. The party cost $11,000. People are doing the math, putting pieces together. I pull out my credit report. My credit score was 775 in January. Good credit. Responsible credit. I'd built that while working 3 jobs through college. I show the report, the score visible. This is my credit score now, 592. The new report, the numbers stark. My parents destroyed my credit to fund my sister's life. While I worked dining hall shifts at 6 a.m., they were charging thousands to my name. While I sent them $400 for emergencies, they were opening fraudulent accounts. I pull out my bank statements. The transfers visible. September. $200 to Dad for car repairs. January. $200 to Mom for heating bills. Meanwhile, Katie posted about spa days and shopping sprees. Funded by my stolen identity. The tent is silent except for Mom's crying. Katie isn't here. She wasn't invited. Convenient. I filed a police report on June 15th, I say. Case number CPD 2024781. Identity theft, fraud, felony charges. The district attorney is reviewing for prosecution. Dad's face goes gray. I also filed a civil lawsuit. My attorney is Elena Morrison, fraud specialist. We're suing for $35,000 in fraudulent debt, plus damages for credit destruction and emotional distress. Total, approximately $70,000. People are openly recording now. Phones out. This is going to be everywhere. Good. My parents knew what they'd done, I continue. That's why they skipped my graduation. They couldn't face me after stealing from me for 18 months. They chose Katie's birthday party as an excuse. An escape route. I pull out the text. The one from graduation morning. 6:14 a.m. My mother texted. Can't make it today. Katie's turning 23. You understand. I show the text. Timestamp visible. I didn't understand then. I do now. They chose a party they'd funded with my stolen credit over the graduation they'd destroyed. My credit to avoid attending. Grandmother stands up. Everyone goes quiet. She walks toward the microphone. Toward me. I step aside. She takes the mic. Robert. Susan. Her voice is cold. Controlled. Did you do this? Dad opens his mouth, closes it. Did you do this? Mom, it's complicated. Did you steal from your daughter? Yes or no? Silence. Robert Chen. Answer me. We were going to pay her back. His voice cracks. We just needed Katie needed. Katie needed. Grandmother's voice is ice. While Jordan worked 3 jobs and sent you money. While she graduated MIT with honors. While she walked across that stage alone. She turns to the crowd. My son and daughter-in-law committed fraud against their own child. They stole her identity, destroyed her credit, funded their favorite daughter's luxuries at the expense of their forgotten daughter's future. People are nodding, murmuring agreement. They are no longer welcome in my home. Gasps. Mom, please. Dad stands. Get out. Grandmother's voice doesn't waver. Both of you, now. Mom is sobbing. Mother Chen, please, we can explain. Get out of my house. Off my property. You're not welcome at my birthday. You're not welcome at holidays. You're not welcome until you make this right with Jordan. Silence. Dad grabs Mom's arm. They stand, stumble toward the exit. People move aside. Creating a path. No one helps them. No one says goodbye. They leave. Just like that. Gone. Grandmother hands the microphone back to me. Finish, she says quietly. I take the mic. My hands are shaking now, adrenaline crashing. I'm not here for pity, I say. I'm here for accountability. My parents made choices. For 18 months, they chose Katie over me. They chose theft over honesty. They chose a birthday party over my graduation. I look around the tent, at faces I've known my whole life. I'm 22 years old. My credit is destroyed. I have $35,000 in fraudulent debt. I can't rent apartments, can't get car loans, can't build a future without first cleaning up the mess my parents made. My voice breaks slightly. I worked 4 years for that MIT degree. 3 jobs, ramen dinners, library sleep. I did everything right, and my parents stole from me anyway. Tears now. I can't help it. I graduated alone because they couldn't face what they'd done. 2 million people saw those empty chairs. Now 163 people know why they were empty. I set down the microphone. Walk off the stage area. The tent erupts. Not applause. Chaos. People shouting, arguing, taking sides. Uncle Paul approaches me. Hugs me. You're incredibly brave. Aunt Linda next. I'm testifying. In your case. Against them. Whatever you need. Cousin Derek. I'll be your financial witness. Fraud expert testimony. More family members. More support. Not everyone. Uncle James storms out. 2 older cousins follow him. But more stay than leave. More believe than doubt. Marcus appears at my side, camera in hand. Got everything. Thank you. Mia hugs me. You did it. You actually did it. I'm shaking. Can't stop. Grandmother finds me by the gift table. Pulls me into a hug. I'm sorry, she whispers. I should have seen it sooner. You couldn't have known. I knew something was wrong. When I saw those photos, those empty chairs. She pulls back, looks at me. You deserved better, Jordan. You always deserved better. I'm crying now. Fully. You're in my will, she says. The house. My estate. Robert gets nothing. He doesn't deserve it. Grandma, you don't have to. I've already called my lawyer. Changed it last week. After we talked. She squeezes my hands. You're the strong one, Jordan. The survivor. You'll rebuild. They never will. The party continues around us. Subdued now. Serious conversations. People processing. I see phones out. Texts being sent. Calls being made. This is spreading. Beyond the party. Beyond the family. By tomorrow, everyone will know. My parents' friends. Their church. Dad's work. Mom's book club. Everyone. I should feel triumphant. Instead, I feel exhausted. Mia drives me home at 8 p.m. I sleep the entire ride. When I wake up, my phone is exploding. 47 messages. 23 missed calls. Family members. Supportive. Shocked. Angry at my parents. Not me. One text from an unknown number. I open it. You destroyed this family. I hope you're happy. Katie. I screenshot it. Send it to Elena. Evidence of harassment. Then I block the number. I'm not destroying this family. I'm just refusing to let them pretend it was ever whole. The video went viral by midnight. Not my video. I hadn't posted anything. But 17 people at that party had recorded my speech. By 11 p.m., clips were circulating on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. By midnight, someone had stitched together the full 5-minute confrontation. 340,000 views by morning. My phone didn't stop buzzing. Messages from relatives I hadn't spoken to in years. High school friends, college classmates, even a few professors from MIT. The consensus was overwhelming. My parents were monsters. A few messages defended them, mostly from Dad's side of the family. Uncle James sent a long text about how I'd humiliated them publicly, how family business should stay private, how I was vindictive and cruel. I forwarded it to Elena, blocked him. Katie tried to call 18 times from different numbers. I declined every one. She finally got through on a friend's phone. "How could you do this?" she screamed. "Mom's having a breakdown. Dad's been drinking for hours. You destroyed them." "They destroyed themselves," I said calmly. 18 months ago. I just told people about it. You're a selfish bitch." I hung up. Blocked that number too. At 2 a.m., Elena called. "Jordan, are you seeing this?" "The videos?" "Yes." "Local news picked it up. Boston Globe is running a story tomorrow. MIT graduate exposes parents' identity theft at family party. You're about to be very public." "Is that bad? For your parents?" "Devastating. For your case?" "Excellent. Public pressure helps. They can't settle quietly now. Everyone's watching." By morning, my inbox had 3 interview requests. News stations. I declined all of them. Detective Kim called at 9 a.m. "Miss Chen, I need to inform you the DA has decided to prosecute. Your parents will be arrested within 48 hours. My stomach dropped. Arrested? Identity theft charges. Fraud. They'll be arraigned. Can post bail, then trial proceeds. You'll need to testify. Okay. The viral video helped, she added. Made it impossible for the DA to ignore. You have public support. That matters. Public support. 340,000 people on my side. My parents had 0. The arrest happened 3 days after grandmother's party. Wednesday morning. 9 a.m. Cambridge police went to my parents' house with a warrant. I wasn't there, but Aunt Linda was. She'd gone to collect the $5,000 they owed her. She called me from their driveway, voice shaking. "Jordan, the police just arrested your parents." I sat down. "Both of them?" "Both. Handcuffs. Read them their rights. Your mother was hysterical. Your father looked broken." She paused. Katie was there, screaming at the officers, calling them names. She's going to get herself arrested too if she's not careful. "What happened after?" "They took your parents to the station." Katie followed in her car. I left. I couldn't watch anymore." "Did they say anything? About me?" "Your father asked if you'd done this. The officer said you'd filed a report." "Yes." "Your father said." Her voice caught. He said, "She destroyed us." "No, you destroyed yourselves." But I didn't say that out loud. The arraignment was Friday. I didn't attend. Elena went as my representative. She called afterward. They pleaded not guilty. Posted bail $20,000 each. Trial date is set for 4 months from now. 4 months? Standard timeline. Meanwhile, discovery starts. That's when we request documents, take depositions, build the case. She paused. "Jordan, they hired Daniel Kovac. He's expensive. One of the best defense attorneys in Massachusetts. Can he win? Against our evidence? No. But he'll make it painful. Drag it out. Try to make you look vindictive. You need to be prepared for that." I was prepared. Over the next 3 months, the case consumed everything. Discovery was brutal. Elena requested bank records, emails, text messages. My parents fought every request, claimed privacy, irrelevance. Their lawyer filed motion after motion, but judges sided with us. The evidence was too strong. October brought depositions. I had to sit across from my parents in a conference room while lawyers asked questions. Mom couldn't look at me. She cried through most of her deposition, claimed she didn't remember opening the accounts, didn't know the charges were fraudulent, thought she had my permission. "Did Jordan give you verbal permission to open credit cards in her name?" Elena asked. I thought she would have wanted to help Katie." "That's not what I asked. Did Jordan explicitly give you permission?" Silence. "Answer the question, Mrs. Chen." "No." Dad's deposition was worse. He was angry, defensive, blamed me for working too much, for not being available, for making them desperate. "We were trying to give Katie the life she deserved," he said. "Jordan had scholarships. She didn't need help. Katie needed us." So you stole from your daughter because you prioritized one child over the other? Elena's voice was ice. We didn't steal. You opened accounts without permission. You forged signatures. You charged $35,000. What do you call that? His lawyer interjected. Don't answer that. But the damage was done. In November, the DA offered a plea deal. Both parents plead guilty to identity theft and fraud. 18 months probation. Full restitution, $35,259, paid within 3 years. No jail time if terms were met. Elena called me. They're considering it. Avoid trial. Avoid jail. But they'd have felony records. What do you recommend? Take it. You get your money back. They get criminal records. It's a win. What about the civil case? We proceed. The guilty plea helps us. Proves fraud. We'll push for settlement 50 to 70,000. They'll fight, but they'll lose. My parents accepted the plea deal. December 3rd. The hearing was short. Both stood before a judge, admitted guilt, were sentenced. I watched from the gallery. Mia beside me, grandmother behind us. When the judge said guilty, Mom collapsed. Dad caught her. Katie screamed from the back row. This is bullshit! She's lying! The bailiff removed her. After the hearing, Dad turned around, looked at me. His eyes were empty, defeated. I stared back. No sympathy, no regret. You did this. Not me. By January, the civil settlement came. My parents agreed to pay $55,000, $35,000 in restitution, $20,000 in damages. Payment plan over 3 years. Their lawyer tried to negotiate. Elena refused. Your clients committed fraud, she told Kovac in a conference call I listened to. They have guilty pleas on record. We can take this to trial and ask for more, or they can accept our generous offer. Choose. They chose settlement. The money started coming in February. Monthly payments, $1,528 for 36 months. I put it all toward rebuilding. Paid off the fraudulent accounts officially closed now. Removed from my credit report. Started a savings account. Built an emergency fund. My credit score climbed. 592 inches June. 641 by December. 698 by the following spring. Still recovering. But recovering. The family split was permanent. Grandmother kept her promise, changed her will. The house, her estate, mine when she passed. Robert got nothing. Uncle Paul became my mentor, taught me about financial planning, asset protection, legal boundaries. Aunt Linda got her $5,000 back from the restitution payments. She sent me flowers when it cleared. Cousin Derek helped me understand credit repair, walked me through every dispute, every correction, every step. Mia's family became my family. Thanksgiving at their house, Christmas, birthdays. They adopted me without hesitation. The other side? Dad's brother James hasn't spoken to me since the party. 2 older cousins sided with my parents' family loyalty. They said, privacy. They said, bullshit, I said. Katie? Radio silence. She got married in a small ceremony. I wasn't invited, didn't care. Heard through the family grapevine that my parents couldn't afford the big wedding she'd wanted. The restitution payments destroyed their budget. Good. Mom tried to reach out once. 8 months after the plea deal. A letter, handwritten, mailed to my apartment. Jordan, I don't expect forgiveness. I don't deserve it. But I need you to know I'm sorry. We were wrong. Desperate, yes, but wrong. We prioritized Katie. We took advantage of you. We destroyed your trust and your credit. Your father and I are in therapy, trying to understand why we did this, how we justified it. We were terrible parents to you. I see that now. I know you won't respond. I know we've lost you. But I hope someday you'll find peace. Mom. I read it 3 times. Then I put it in a drawer. No response. No forgiveness. Not yet. Maybe not ever. She was sorry. Finally. But sorry doesn't rebuild a credit score. Sorry doesn't replace a graduation they missed. Sorry doesn't undo 18 months of lies. 3 years later, I'm sitting in my Cambridge apartment. 1 bedroom, 10th floor. View of the Charles River. Approved for the lease on my own credit score 712. Climbing every month. I got the apartment 6 months ago. After 2 years of credit repair, rebuilding, proving myself to landlords who saw my history and hesitated. But I had documentation, police reports, court judgments, proof that the fraud wasn't mine. The landlord approved me. First try. I cried when I signed the lease. My job is stable. Senior software engineer at a Boston tech startup. 98,000 a year. Promoted twice in 3 years. My boss knows my story, everyone does. After the viral video, she's been nothing but supportive. I have savings now. 12,000 in emergency funds, another 8,000 in investments, retirement account started, financial future secured. The money my parents owed? Paid in full last month. Final payment cleared February 15th. 36 months of restitution. Every cent accounted for. Elena sent me a congratulations email. Case officially closed. I framed the final payment receipt, hung it on my wall. $55,000, justice in monthly installments. My credit score hit 715 yesterday. Excellent credit. Better than before the fraud. I rebuilt stronger than I was. Relationships have stabilized. Grandmother is 83 now. Still sharp, still fierce. We have dinner every Sunday. She tells me stories about her life, her regrets, her pride in me. You're the strong one, she says, every week, like a mantra. I'm starting to believe her. Uncle Paul officiates my professional development. He introduced me to colleagues, recommended me for speaking engagements. I've given 3 talks now: financial abuse, identity theft recovery, setting boundaries with family. People thank me afterward. Tell me their stories. Some are crying. I give them Elena's card, Detective Kim's contact, resources. I tell them, you're not destroying your family by holding them accountable. They destroyed it by committing the crime. Mia moved to San Francisco for work. We text daily, video call weekly. She's my person, always will be. Marcus still checks in, sends legal articles, offers advice when I need it. I have chosen family now, people who show up, people who believe me, people who stood by me when blood relatives didn't. My parents? We haven't spoken in 3 years. Not since the plea hearing, not since the settlement. They've tried, twice, letters, voicemails left with relatives, indirect messages. I haven't responded. I'm not ready. Might never be ready. Therapy helps. I've been going since the confrontation. Weekly sessions turned monthly. Processing trauma, rebuilding self-worth, learning that I was never the problem. My therapist asks sometimes, do you think you'll ever reconcile with them? Honest answer, I don't know. They're sober now, according to family. In therapy, trying to repair their marriage, the fraud nearly destroyed that too. Good for them. But their healing isn't my responsibility. Katie got divorced last year, heard it through Aunt Linda. The marriage lasted 18 months. Money problems, apparently. Turns out, starting a life built on fraud doesn't create stable foundations. Who knew? I don't feel vindicated by her divorce. Just sad. Sad that our parents damaged both of us. Her by spoiling and enabling. Me by neglecting and stealing from. Different damage. Same source. I wonder sometimes if she understands that. If she's connected the dots. Probably not. The viral video still exists. 3 million views now. Comments locked too much harassment of my parents. I don't watch it anymore. Don't need to. I lived it. That's enough. MIT graduation feels like another lifetime. Those empty chairs. That ceremony I walked through alone. I have the photo framed now. Marcus's photo. Section C. Seats 8 and 9. Empty. It reminds me. I survived the worst. I graduated anyway. I succeeded without them. I'll keep succeeding without them. Last month, MIT invited me back. Alumni panel. Overcoming adversity in STEM. I almost said no. Too painful. Too public. But I went. Told my story. Talked about identity theft, financial abuse, family betrayal. Talked about empty chairs and full futures. The students thanked me, said I was brave. I told them I wasn't brave. I was desperate. Bravery came later, when I chose to keep going. Dating life exists now. Healthy relationship. 9 months in. His name is Aaron. Software engineer. Kind eyes. Patient soul. He knows everything. I told him on the third date. Expected him to run. He didn't. Your parents failed you, he said. That's on them, not you. We're taking it slow. Building trust. Learning what healthy family looks like. His parents invited me to Thanksgiving last year. I went. Cried when his mom hugged me. You're always welcome here, she said. Always welcome. I'm learning what that feels like. Financial stability is surreal. I have money in savings. No debt. Good credit. I can buy things without panic. Can plan for the future without fear. Last week, I bought a car. Used, but nice. Approved for the loan. 5% interest rate. Excellent rate for someone my age. I drove it off the lot and cried in the parking lot. A car. My car. Earned by me. Approved based on my credit that I rebuilt from 592. No one can take this from me. The lesson I've learned? Family isn't biology. Family is who shows up. Grandmother shows up. Uncle Paul shows up. Aunt Linda, Cousin Derek. Mia, Marcus, Aaron. They're my family. My parents? They're Robert and Susan. The people who raised me. The people who stole from me. The people I survived. Not family. Not anymore. Maybe someday that'll change. Maybe someday I'll be ready to hear their apologies, to consider forgiveness, to rebuild something. But not today. Today, I'm 25 years old. I have a career I love, an apartment I earned, credit I rebuilt, and a future I'm excited about. I graduated MIT alone. 3 years later, I'm thriving surrounded by people who chose me back. My parents taught me what family shouldn't be. I built what it could be instead. That MIT graduation they missed? Turns out, it was just the beginning. My beginning. Not theirs. And I'm just getting started. If you've experienced financial abuse or identity theft by family members, you're not alone. Resources exist. Police fraud divisions, credit counseling services, attorneys who specialize in family fraud cases. You have the right to protect yourself, to file reports, to demand accountability. You're not destroying your family by telling the truth about what they did to you. They destroyed it by committing the crime. Your silence protects them. Your voice protects you. Choose you. This is Achiever Betrayed. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope it helps you find the courage to tell yours. You deserve better than empty chairs and stolen futures. You deserve people who show up. And if your family won't, build one that will. You're stronger than you know. I promise.